Your workday is over, your 8 or 9 hour shift is over, plus an hour commuting or whatever. You get home, you start to get your things ready, and why not relax for a while by playing a game? It could be any multiplayer game like Fortnite or Warzone. You turn on the console, join the game, you're all excited because you're finally going to play for a while in your day, which usually is half an hour, 20 minutes or something like that. You set one damn foot on the map, and 20 kilometers away, a Chinese guy with a sniper blows your head off. A Chinese, a tryhard, a hacker, or a kid who spends 20 hours a day playing. And that's it. Your moment of playing video games is over. You were worth nothing and you couldn't do anything at all. What happened to you? What happened to you in life happened to us all. We just want to play a game to relax. That's it. And we come across nothing but tryhard, hacker or kid, Brazilian or American, yelling at us through the headset. Well, it seems that with Warzone it's never going to happen again. And that's the main news of today. Call of Duty is going to have a mode designed for those people. We're not pro players and we just want to relax for a while and play and nothing more. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Battlefield. We're going to talk about new games, movie releases, series, and much more. Because today is Saturday and it's time for a news compilation and it comes very loaded because yesterday we didn't do news. If you still haven't played Spider-Man Miles Morales and you wanna buy it or you wanna play it or whatever. And if you play on PC, I have very good news for you. And that is right now the game on Eneba for PC is $20, a real bargain. To take advantage of this offer, all you have to do is open the link that I have in the description of this video. That says games on offer at Eneba, and open this collection that says perfect games. Once here, go down to where it says show all, and you're going to come across a huge batch of deals for PC, among which stand out, obviously, Spider-Man Miles Morales for $20. You also have Dredge, which is great for $970, Control Ultimate Edition for $620, and Dave the Diver for $970. Thanks to everyone who makes their purchases on Eneba through our links, you help us a lot. Now let's go with the news. The acclaimed puzzle and jigsaw video game Monument Valley and its sequel are finally going to arrive on consoles on April 15th. Both titles will debut on PS5, PS4, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, and Xbox Series on the 15th. Monument Valley 3, the latest installment, will arrive later on PC and consoles. The Monument Valley are puzzle video games with a very particular mechanic, which is based on optical illusions and impossible architectures. In these titles, you play as one or two characters that you have to control, manipulating the scenario to open their way, turning structures, sliding platforms, and rotating the environment to change the perspective and reveal new paths. Monument Valley is one of the most original things that has been launched in terms of mobile games or touch games, and now they finally arrive on consoles. If you're interested in playing them or discovering them on phones, I can tell you that they're on Netflix Gaming. So if you have Netflix on your phone, swipe all the way down to where the joystick is, and they're all there. Monument Valley is truly amazing. The opposite case is happening with the latest Prince of Persia, which is going straight from consoles to the phones. Why? It was announced that the mobile version of Prince of Persia: The Lost Chrome is finally going to arrive on April 14th. And it's going to arrive on tablets, phones, Android and iOS alike. You'll be able to configure the touch controls, and also you'll be able to play with a controller if you link it to your tablet or phone. This really is a great game, but I don't know if it will or won't work well on phones. Because it's a game that is best enjoyed playing on a monitor with a joystick and running it at a good frame rate. They say the title is going to run at 60 frames on good phones, but well, that remains to be seen when it is released. This isn't the only Ubisoft news. A lot has been happening at the company. In fact, Tencent finally put money into Ubi and they are kind of rescuing them. But I'm going to leave that for another video, to tell it more in depth, probably on Monday. During the last Nintendo Direct on March 27th, Patapon 1+2 Replay was announced, a remastering of the first two Patapon titles that came out for the PlayStation Portable, and they are going to arrive on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5 and PC on July 11th. We still don't know the price. Sony Pictures was making a new live-action Street Fighter movie. And that movie was scheduled for some time from 2025. But now, mysteriously, the movie disappeared from Sony's production listings, which would lead us to believe that it was cancelled. Autopsy Simulator is indeed going to arrive on consoles from April 3rd. This title had premiered on PC and tells the story of a forensic doctor who is working alone doing autopsies when suddenly spirits and other things start to appear. And it was a slight phenomenon on PC, well, now it's going to come to consoles. The video game trailer is too disgusting to show. Assassin's Creed Shadow has sold over 3 million copies. The folks at Ubisoft are very happy, but I don't know if this is enough or not to save Ubi. Well, we'll probably talk about it on Monday. A remake of Counter-Strike 1.6 was announced, a remake that aims to update the game's graphic engine. And are you seeing it on screen right now? It's not wow, how luxurious, but it does look pretty good. This remake is not official, but is being made by a group of modders, but they are indeed going to publish it on Steam. It's called Counter-Strike Legacy, and it's basically a reconstruction of Counter-Strike 1.6, but using the source graphic engine from 2013 instead of the old Counter-Strike graphic engine. 1.6? The goal is to preserve the gameplay of Counter-Strike 1.6, the design of the maps and weapons, but improve the graphics, performance, and also add support for ultra-wide screens and more modern things. Does it arrive on Steam at some point in 2025, supposedly in the middle of the year? Split Fiction, the latest from Just Affairs, breaks new records according to the Guinness Record Association. Split Fiction became the most played local cooperative game in the entire history of Steam. The best-selling cooperative game in 48 hours and the best-selling cooperative game over a week. Currently accumulating more than 2 million copies sold, a tremendous success. This one goes straight to the nominees for Game of the Year. I don't know if you remember or don't remember the precinct game that had us playing with a cop in an American precinct in the 1980s. Well, I do remember it because I am really looking forward to this title, not only because it looks spectacular, but also because I got to try it and I loved it. The title's release was delayed multiple times last year, missing several expected launch windows. And now we have a new date, the 13th of May. Supposedly, it finally comes out, the seal, and it should come out on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and also on Steam simultaneously. I say it should because it has already been delayed several times. Just in case, I say it should. The game is really great. It has some very fresh ideas. Hypercharge Unboxed, the online multiplayer shooter of toys, is finally going to arrive on PlayStation. This title was first launched on PC for 2 or 3 years, then on Xbox, and now it's finally arriving on PlayStation. It's an online multiplayer. A first and third person shooter, only instead of using soldiers and realistic physics. You use toys in a yard, in a house, in a living room, in a business, and so on. It's like good. The movie is about the dolls that fought each other. I don't remember what it's called. It was just announced. It doesn't have an exact date yet, but we will surely know it soon. Captain America descends from the skies, handing out shield blows to some aliens. Spider-Man appears out of nowhere with a super retro design, distributing webs, and even Venom is present giving him punches. Retro Wolverine appears, Retro Storm, the X-Men and many Marvel heroes, distributing left and right in the new trailer of the new X-Men and Marvel video game. Beautiful is the life we get to live to see these gems. Just look at how beautiful all this is. It's called Marvel Cosmic Invasion, and it's a new beat-em-up that reminds us a bit of those old classic X-Men or Marvel beat-em-ups. While the release date hasn't been confirmed, it's expected to launch this year on all systems. The people behind this new Marvel game are the same people who developed the Ninja Turtles game, The Shredder's Revenge, which was also excellent. As a colorful detail, I should mention this. It's a studio made up of former Ubisoft developers who left Ubisoft to do good things.
But do you only like all games? Pixelated, old and index ones?
Probably. The people at Riot Games developed a new showcase to talk about their next big release, Deus Ex Knockout, the spin-off fighting game from League of Legends. And they left us with several interesting facts and a lot of gameplay from this title. First of all, they mentioned that they still don't have an exact release date for the video game and that they want to release the game when it's truly finished and competitive. And that's why they are taking so much time to release this title. And then they mentioned that because they are taking so much time, they decided to initially release the game with few fighters. We are only going to have 10 basic fighters in this title, then they will be adding more, like they do with League of Legends. The grace with 2 by Knockout is that it's an online cooperative multiplayer fighting game, where in each team there are 2 fighters controlled by 2 different players. And you have to coordinate with your colleague with whom you are doing cooperative, to enter and exit the fight and make combos and combine attacks and other things. It's common to see in fighting games 2 versus 2 fights or 3 versus 3 fights. But it's always a single player controlling 3 characters. Here, 2 players control 2 characters. It will be free to play and launch sometime this year. Starting from the end of 2025, you will be able to share your digital Nintendo Switch games. That's right. Nintendo announced that every time you buy a digital game on your Switch, a kind of digital cartridge will be generated. What will you be able to share with another Nintendo Switch user? To lend that digital game so that the other user can play it, you will be able to share up to 1 game per person. That is, you won't be able to lend a friend 50 games, but you can share 1 at a time. And this person will be able to play the game completely as long as they want, up to 2 weeks. After the 2 weeks, that digital cartridge will return to your console, and if you want, you can lend it again. However, while you have lent your digital cartridge, you will not be able to play that game because it's as if you had lent the physical cartridge. At the same time, you can also receive cartridges from other friends. And thus you can share more games with your community, with your family, with your friends, or with whoever. For the first time in video game history, we are going to be able to lend a digital game. We are going to have power over that digital license, at least to lend it. It's okay that on PlayStation and Xbox we can share our accounts or maybe log in on other consoles or on Steam. There was this family loan thing and all that, but here it seems that things are going to be much more direct and simple. I lend you my digital game and I can't use it while you use it, and you can lend me another one. As if we were swapping cartridges like in the old days. I think the idea is great. And without a doubt, it's going to open up a sub-market for game rentals. Which might, well, be good for some people, because that's going to happen. Speaking of Nintendo, we have a date for the live action of Zelda, which is going to arrive in 2027. We have to wait. The people at CD Projekt Red, on the other hand, said that The Witcher 4 will at least come out in 2027 from then on, so don't expect it in 2026. That would be crazy. And rumors keep coming that Warner would be putting Rocksteady to work on a new Arkham game. But for now, they are just rumors. Speaking of Warner, I have bad news for Haringi fans. And it is said that Warner would have cancelled the Hogwarts Legacy downloadable content. Bloomberg reports that Warner was working on a definitive edition of Hogwarts Legacy, including a downloadable content. But it seems they cancelled it due to all the cutbacks and all that, so we won't have a Hogwarts Legacy downloadable content for now. We have new details about Life of Pi Overture, the new expansion downloadable content of Life of Pi. And I think the news is going to please more than one. And it's because the game director confirmed that it's not just a simple downloadable content and nothing more, but rather it's almost a complete game. New, since Overture is going to last between 15 and 20 hours of gameplay, and this expansion is going to include many bosses, many weapons, and many unreleased areas that they had planned for the first game, but due to technical and budget issues they couldn't include. Lies of P Overture is a kind of prequel to Lies of P, but it is released as downloadable content and requires you to have the base game to play it. April 3rd, friends. The original Warzone map returns as a strategy by Activision to see if they can recapture the audience that left Warzone at some point. But the news is not just that Verdansk is returning, which we already knew was going to happen because it was announced weeks ago. The news is that it's returning with a new game mode called Casual Battle Royale, a Battle Royale mode that it has. 120 bots thrown in, so you can easily kill them and relax playing a super casual game. 28 real players and 120 bots in Verdansk. In an ideal environment for casual players to have fun, without having to deal with pro players, hackers, or people who played to another level or in ranked or things like that. These casual battle royale matches don't count towards statistics, nor do they count towards ranked. They don't count for anything. So it's another reason for hackers to stay away from these matches. As I said at the beginning of the video, it's a classic to want to play a match in a battle royale and not be able to. Of course, it's a classic for the unskilled, but it's also a classic for all of us who maybe don't dedicate so many hours and just want to play a casual match and nothing more. Or also those people who say, I want to join such battle royale, and when they join, they come across a lot of people who have been playing for years, and it's very hard to catch up. Well, Activision, for me, and in my personal opinion, had a good idea with this casual battle royale thing, so that friends who want to mess around together for a while and have a nice time drinking a beer, chatting, can get into playing a battle royale, kill a few bots, and maybe at some advanced point in the game you get killed, but advanced in the game. There will be 28 real players and 120 bots, allowing each player to kill at least 4 bots. I love it! This mode launches on April 3rd, or supposedly because it launches with the map. In addition, they are going to add a training mode so you can get into Verdansk in different areas and specific zones, and you only play with bots. That way you practice, discover the zones, practice strategies, look for loot and those things. I think it's a great idea. And moving on to the other side, going to Electronic Arts, we have to talk about Battlefield, because the new Battlefield is going to be launched at some point before March of next year, as mentioned by Electronic Arts. And while no exact date has been given, we know it's going to arrive at least this 2025. The thing is, it seems that the title is very complete, and it's so complete that very big things are being leaked, including a huge amount of images and art concepts from the title, confirming some things we already knew, and bringing us some new news. What we are seeing on screen right now are new images leaked from Battlefield 6, which confirm some things we already knew, like for example it will be about modern warfare, and they also confirm some iconic locations in the United States where we can fight, like some places in San Francisco and things like that. From this Battlefield, we know that the classic classes of the franchise will be resumed, such as Assault, Engineer, Support, and Reconnaissance. And that the specialty system we've been carrying will be eliminated. We also know that supposedly there will be mechanics to get on vehicles that are in motion. We will also be able to drag allies to heal them or to save them. And supposedly, the game is going to launch with a Battle Royale mode included. While all these images are conceptual art in many cases, if they allow us to see the artistic approach and the creative approach that this new installment is going to have, the only official thing we have from Battlefield 6, or whatever it's going to be called, is this little clip that was released a few weeks ago, which shows us how incredibly destructible the environment of this new Battlefield is going to be. The truth is that what they showed of Battlefield 6, well, they didn't actually show it. What leaked looks pretty interesting. Let's see if Electronic Arts learned the lesson from Battlefield 2042, or did it not learn it? I'd like you to put it in the comments. Also, what do you think of Warzone's casual mode? I am very happy, very, very happy. In fact, I've already been talking to my friends. I told them, look, we're going back to Warzone. Over the years, I've become much less clumsy, especially in Call of Duty multiplayer, but with Battle Royale, I still am. I don't empathize too much. I struggle with the format. I don't like it. And since my friends are not very pro players, let's say with whom I play Warzone, there's always been this notion that it's difficult. Once I start playing, the matches end abruptly, or I don't get far and it demotivates you. I prefer 100 times to be playing against bots and know it than maybe playing against pro players on PC, because I also play on console. Put me on. What do you guys think? What specifically happens to you with Battle Royale or with Warzone and others? I love reading them, and I will be responding down here in the comments. Friends, yesterday I released this video that I need as many of you as possible to see, because it's something very important from a new video game award project. So please, as you prepare to enjoy your weekend, as you stop watching this video and start your day of activities, please watch it, comment on it, and interact with this video. It's super important. Thank you. See you next time. Have a good weekend. Bye.